In today's video, I'm going to share with you the best advice I can give you and guide you into this wonderful creative craft hobby of needle felting. Hi everyone, and welcome to today's video, first time needle felting. My name is Iceland and I'll be your fiber artist host, and on this channel, Snowflake Forest Felting, I have needle felting videos, tutorials, and product reviews. So if you're new and this interests you, please consider subscribing. And if you want to know more about anything you see here on this channel, be sure and check the links down in the description below this video or leave a comment. I'd love to connect with you there. And as always, please share my videos where you can. I also want to give a huge thank you to those of you who have subscribed since my last video. It means so much to me to have your support here. Now, let's get to today's video. This is going to be a quick two-part video. In the first part, I'm going to share with you some great advice to help you get started. And then in the second part, I'm going to give you some guidance and a little demo to get you into felting. You're going to see how needle felting works, the supplies that you'll need, and I'm going to give you some good tips and tricks. So here are all the supplies and some more, starting with wool. This is core wool, just neutral colored wool, fairly inexpensive. It's a few different breeds, it's super soft, and it's going to felt very easy. And then here is some colored wool. This does cost usually a little bit more per ounce, and as you can see here, if you're going to be felting something like a pineapple, inside the core of the pineapple is this wool. I felted it into a ball, and then I covered it with the colored wool to save on colored wool. And then here the flower, I did not use a core wool, it's super thin, and so I just worked straight with the colors. There's some white, and then I felted the color on. And then here with the heart, same thing, just a single color. So then that way, this wool doesn't come through because it's not a very thick project and you wouldn't want to see those core wool fibers. And then here we got our needles. These are what I started with. They are my favorite needles. They're from Clover USA. They work with most wools. Comes with multiple needles in the package and a nice hard case to keep them covered and safe and protected. I've been using this one lately, a little special needle I made for myself. And you can see here the end of the needle, that's where the barbs are. That's all that's going to be going into the wool, just this short end here, because once you get up to here, this isn't doing anything. And then a tape measure to make sure your project is the size that you want it. A pair of scissors to clean up your project when you're done. I like these curved tipped ones the best. They can get into almost any little area, super pointed. They work just wonderful. And then this foam surface, this is the mat I prefer to use for my needle felting. I love it. It's nice and firm to the table. It's a good surface area for the size of most things that I'm working on, and it can hold my needle when I'm not felting. And it's nice and close by and handy. So the first one, with your first time felting, you need to know you're going to need to have a lot of patience. The wool takes time to felt. You're using the barbed needle and wool that's loose. So patience is key into creating a nice firm object with your loose wool. Number two, you're going to want to start small and basic. Something simple like a ball, a star, or a heart, just to give it a try and see if you like it. And I have beginner videos on all of those, so be sure and check the playlist out below, and I'll be sure and link some stuff in the iCards above for you too. Which brings me to number three. YouTube is your best friend. On my channel, I have everything you need to know and more, and I know there are others out there that are just as passionate about this craft and hobby and share great information too. When I first got started, I couldn't find like anything, hardly anything on YouTube or Instagram, and now it just seems like everyone is doing it too. Number four, you're going to want to pick up your felting work often. You'll be felting on a surface protector and needle protector, so if you use a foam piece like this, it's going to start to felt into it. So picking it up often will keep your project from felting completely onto the foam. Number five is pierce, pierce, pierce. Pierce that wool over and over. That is going to be key to your object looking real, what you're aiming for, and not just collapsing as you add things together, colors of wool, to create your final creation. Number six, when you're felting, go straight in and out of your project, just like so. If you go at too much of an angle, that's when you risk breaking your tip of your needle, and these are fragile and they can break. And number seven, watch where you're poking. Never take your eyes off your project. That's when you risk poking yourself. You could start to misshape your project. Concentration is important. Number eight, you could wear a thimble or even leather gloves if you're worried about poking your fingers. I never have. I prefer to have my hands on my project where I can feel it, helping mold and shaping the wool into the creation that I'm working on. I do know there's people that prefer to use them. That's just going to be a personal choice for you. Number 9, it isn't a race. So always have band-aids and ointment on hand in case you start felting too fast and accidentally go whoop and get yourself. Number 10, you do need to aim when you're felting. Aiming for that wool that needs just a little more felted, helping you shape it and make the item that you're working on. Number 11, you don't have to pierce as far into your project as you think. Notice, I'm not even using all the barbs. Again, it's just the tip of the needle that has those barbs. So just nice and gentle right along the surface of your project. Number 12, you're going to want your project as dense as possible. If you don't felt it enough, it's going to be squishy and you're going to have collapsing art. Especially when you go to add on the color, it'll create an unsmooth surface. Number 13, you want to keep your supplies, especially your needles, away from small children and pets. That is extremely sharp and could do some damage if someone doesn't know what they're doing. And pets can be very interested in wool because this is a fiber that comes from another animal. And if you have a very eager child to needle felt like me, my daughter Sindel, she will come and try to get the projects on her own. So definitely make sure you're keeping them in a safe place. Number 14, always have extra needles on hand in case they break, because they do break. So that is the nice thing about buying a set of needles. Some places even offer a variety of types, so you get a chance to see what they're like, how they felt with the wool that you have, and have other kinds, because there is a lot. Don't let that intimidate you, and just experiment and have fun. The more you felt, the more you're going to learn about it and how needles work with the wool. These are what I started with, and I continue to use them, and I love them. And remember, I'm going to have all this stuff linked down for you below, beginner videos, everything you could look for. Be sure and check that description. And that's it for today's video. I hope you learned something new, and I hope this makes you feel empowered and ready to give needle felting a try. If you enjoyed it, please be sure and give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to show your support, and share these videos wherever you can if you think they might help someone or just be fun for them to watch too. Because I do have some time lapses that are kind of neat to see. They are from when I first started making videos, so don't judge me too hard on their quality. I was still learning a lot, and there's still a lot to learn too. And as always, if there's something you'd like to see me felt next, drop it down in the comments below. I might just make it. I have made a handful of suggestions from you guys, so thank you so much for sharing those. Thank you also for watching today. I'll see you in the next one. Happy felting!